we've decided to cancel the Division Heartland. Thank you for listening.
If only we had the power.
Well, they did do that, though.
Well, they did that.
Yeah.
We didn't, personally.
No.
This is the Gamers 2 Podcast, your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interests.
Like a single new release.
Wow. Real
Called
intense this week.
Ghosts of Tsushima Director's Cut for PC.
Oh my God. It's,
Good game.
it dropped with the fourth highest player count of all the PlayStation releases on PC, I guess.
It'll probably get better and better.
Yes.
It is a great game.
It is a great game.
Arguably one of their best in the last 4 years.
I would
If not
agree.
the best.
Yeah.
In a long time.
Yes. I like the game.
God,
a
it
lot.
was so good.
It was. It was so good.
It really was.
Why can't we get more like that?
And it came at like the best time.
It did. It did.
There's nothing better than a whole world shut down and I get a good video game.
I'm pretty sure I played that when I had COVID.
Maybe, yeah.
And I think I played it after The Last of Us Part 2.
The Last of Us Part 2 came out first, so.
Yes. So that is what happened. That might be, I might think it's so good because it followed The Last of Us Part 2.
True.
In that game, I was in peak COVID, and it was
peak done with it.
straight fucking torture.
Yeah.
Felt like garbage, had COVID, couldn't smell anything.
Still can't?
Still, I can, but it's weird.
Diminished.
Yeah, things are weird. And then I had to fight.
Life, man.
I had to
Things
fight,
are weird.
exactly. I had to fight through that game, then I followed up with Ghost of Tsushima, and I was like, this is the best game ever made.
It's amazing what perspective can do.
Anyways, I don't know. No new releases. Damn.
Not really new. I mean, that's the port.
Yeah.
There's other ones.
We haven't heard any bad things about it, though, right? Like, as far as quality of port.
No.
Oh, my God.
No, but other things kind of shadowed the week.
Yes. Yes. And there was negatives about that game as well. The whole, everyone upset about, what was it? What was it, the online connection thing? Was that this one? Or was that something else?
Well, Helldivers.
Well, there was the Helldivers thing.
And then Helldivers, everybody looked at the Ghost of Tsushima stuff.
Yeah.
Because then they went, why do you have the same rules in place?
Yeah.
And yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. There it is, folks. Shut it down. Oh, we're not done? Okay.
We've ended this podcast twice. We're 10 minutes in. Go for a third time with layoffs. This podcast. See you later.
Redundant. We were made redundant.
By ourselves.
I
I just want to stand up at a board meeting one day.
I
declare myself redundant. What?
Then someone
Okay.
leans over and like, this is awesome. We don't have to tell
Yeah. That's free money we get back.
him. Do you want me to do number one?
It's like I resent that, except you yell, I'm redundant.
I am redundant.
Yes, I want you to do number one because this will be your second week in a row of disappointing news, and then I'll take back over the role in later episodes.
All right. Layoffs and the like.
Depress us.
In an IGN interview, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick
God, such a good name.
said that they haven't shut down Roll 7 and Intercept games, contrary to what was reported a week or two ago. That was the whole private division getting imploded, but they're claiming that they didn't. They just dismissed everyone from those entities.
Hey, we didn't shut them down. There's just no one there now. Get your facts straight.
They're just sleepy.
Yeah, what happens when somebody goes through with a metal blade and hits all of your employees' flush necks? They go to sleep. Oh, that's video is still more relevant than ever.
Singularity 6 has gone through another round of redundancies, laying off 36 people. The developer said it'll continue supporting its online sim Palia, despite the layoffs, which represented around 40% of its staff. Fae Farm developer Phoenix Labs has laid off many of its employees, reportedly canceled projects that were reportedly canceled projects that were in development. According to principal engineer Chris Mornes, who was caught up in the layoffs, over 140 employees have been let go. And then Australian-based developer Mighty Kingdom has laid off 28% of its workforce, affecting at least 14 people. Small place. And Square Enix is reportedly preparing to lay off an unconfirmed number of workers as part of restructuring efforts, which we're going to talk about later. Staff were said to have been informed during an internal meeting where it was said that teams in America and Europe would be affected over the next month, mainly in its publishing, IT, and indie divisions. So he's IT. What's up with that, Nate? IT and HR.
I couldn't imagine. These stupid fucking users.
So that's it for layoffs this week.
Yeah, that's it for layoffs. You want to talk about I guess our next live event for us to watch?
I know. You know what's weird? Well, I'll let you go for it. I'll let you read it before I start fucking spewing shit about it.
Can't wait. Summer Game Fest has announced its
Do you like it when I spew shit?
It's no.
Oh God.
Has announced its first round of partners for this year's event. 55 companies, will soon be 53 after more layoffs, will be taking part in the 2-hour showcase to be held on June 7th, 2024, including Xbox and PlayStation, alongside publishers such as Epic Games, Electronic Arts, Bandai Namco, Capcom, Sega, WB Games, and Ubisoft. The inclusion of Xbox, PlayStation, and Ubisoft are most likely references to their individual showcases, which the companies run alongside Summer Game Fest. The Xbox Game Showcase will take place on June 9th, with Ubisoft Forward following on June 10th. PlayStation has yet to announce when it will hold its showcase. Nintendo has announced it will broadcast a Nintendo Direct in June, but this does not appear to be connected to Summer Game Fest. This year, it faces some competition from IGN Live, which is the media site's answer to E3, and is running June 7th to the 9th in Los Angeles. Who gives a shit about IGN?
How dumb is IGN?
Historically, or like right now?
Just like, why would you?
Historically, when they've covered these events,
yeah, they have a little.
Why would you now start to make your own and not do it like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday following all the conferences?
Mm-hmm. Like that's it. Like ultimate delusions of grandeur if they think that like people are going to choose to watch IGN instead of Summer's Game.
I think if they do it correctly, they'll just do it like the typical pre-show, kick over to Summer Games Fest for their entire thing, and not do a show at the same time.
I could understand if they did live coverage of Summer Games Fest.
And then they could do whatever they want on the 8th, Saturday, because nobody's doing anything Saturday. And then you could do another show Sunday, and then again kick over to Xbox.
Yeah.
You could do that in that vein, but do not tell me you're running a show side by side with Summer Games Fest. That's not you kicking over to them or you commentating on top of it.
Yeah.
Because, listen, I thought you had delusions of grandeur before. Mainly for the last 7 years, I think you guys have been really up your own ass. And boy, you are now swinging for those fences.
Yeah. Well, in your own asshole.
Which is a weird thing to do when you really think about it. Does that mean your hands are controlling your hands from inside your hands?
Jesus. The mental image was... I might have nightmares of that tonight. Weirdly enough,
hello, I would like to haunt you in your dreams. Except all you really hear is, oh, I'd like to haunt you in the dream.
Weirdly, I'm kind of, I don't know if excited is the right word. I'm looking forward to Summer Games Fest because I feel like if it feels good this year. I don't know why. but it feels good.
This is so strange coming out of you.
I know. There's a lot of strange things that comes out of me. For some reason, it feels good this year.
Pans to camera, down take.
Yep.
Huh? Goes back.
It feels good this year.
I start reading the stage direction on the teleprompter. Looks at camera.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why does it feel good?
I don't know.
What feels good?
I feel like it might be a good year.
Talk about your feelings.
It's hard sometimes. I need to suppress them so I can survive in this world.
What do you think?
Think
what is one thing that you can genuinely say to me that you're like, Summer Games Fest, I hope to see?
Well, there's Dragon Age.
Do you hope to see that? I want an honest answer.
So we'll get to it.
Okay.
It's in this thing, but there's the coal is getting dumped into the hype train. That's all I'm gonna say. It's getting dumped. It's starting to get.
Are you the hype train?
I'm unfortunately chained to the hype train.
So you want it to drag you really fast?
Well, it's one of those, tortured souls things where okay. I want to be a part of the hype train, but I'm too objective to actually be on the hype train, but I'm attached to Dragon Age. So it's fucking it's dragging my soul along with it. But there's that. I mean, I hope pie in the sky. I hope we see Fable. Don't laugh at me, bro.
Sorry,
right?
no,
I know what's coming out of my mouth. All right.
Listen,
I don't need you to also twist the knife.
I too would like to see Fable, but one of us has to be realistic.
I know.
One of us in our Summer Games Fest predictions has to go. Nothing we saw 2 years ago exists anymore.
Yeah.
Somehow I'm going to predict Hellblade 2 gets canceled.
Here's the deal.
And it's supposed to come out next week.
Let me put it this way. If this Summer Games Fest isn't okay, I may lose all hope and just say, you know
this
what?
Is all I have
Fuck
left.
it.
This is all I have left. This determines my fate for the rest of the year. Yeah, no, never mind. I understand the stakes now.
Yeah.
I just like the idea. Just like, if this one isn't good, I'm gonna kill myself. Just really dive way too far.
This one isn't good. You know what? Fuck this world.
News at 11, where we come across the man having offed himself thanks to how bad Summer Games Fest was with releases and news. It was said that he saw Dreadwolf from BioWare at Electronic Arts and went, oh my god. And then he was gone. That was the last words everybody heard.
No. Not another one.
What do you mean it's a live service game with microtransactions?
First there was Andromeda, then Anthem. No.
Why can I customize my character to be the most clown character with the biggest booty? This doesn't make any sense.
Big booty bitches.
Big booty bitches. Woo.
Off the rails.
That's the secret. You never get on.
It's never on the rails. Anyways, my turn. I forgot that it was my turn.
I know. So I was like, I'll delay forever.
Number 3, Activision has announced the formation of Elsewhere Entertainment, a new studio it says will focus on developing a narrative-based and genre-defining AAA franchise. Elsewhere Entertainment, which is based in Warsaw, is Activision's second Polish studio after the Krakow-based Infinity Ward Poland. The studio has been working behind the scenes up until now, and this is its first public unveiling. I don't think I've ever said Krakow out loud.
Would you say it Krakow? Or would you put a little bit of English on it and do a little like Krakow?
I don't know. I think I've only ever heard it pronounced Krakow.
Okay, all right. I've never heard it pronounced, so.
Elsewhere Entertainment's team includes storytelling experts who have previously worked on franchises including The Last of Us, Uncharted, The Witcher, Cyberpunk, Destiny, The Division, and Far Cry. It is currently recruiting developers in hopes of creating a, quote, state-of-the-art and next-generation gaming experience, end quote. Little else is known about Elsewhere's Entertainment's first franchise, though the post does mention that the studio hopes to craft a franchise with an enduring legacy that resonates for far beyond games, which would seem to point to trans-media franchise a la Fallout or The Last of Us, or
Which, let's be clear,
Sonic the Hedgehog,
let's be really clear about
go ahead.
about all of those.
Yes.
All those things you just mentioned.
Yes.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
Yeah, well, no, that's a bad one, actually, for my point. I'm going to go to Last of Us.
Yeah, I was going to say, that one's got like 3 movies.
Well, it's not just got 3 movies, it's got other things.
Yeah, it's got like fucking...
Going way back.
Yeah,
It's been around forever.
It's got all different consoles. It's got all sorts of shit.
I agree that they're
Yes.
looking at the most recent movies of it,
Yes.
not the stuff before.
Mhm.
Last of Us, they're looking at 2 award-winning games and then a TV show.
Award-winning TV show.
Award-winning TV show. The game came out 11 years ago for the first time.
I'm glad you added the first time on there because I was like, which one? Which version?
For the first time. I think it's 11 years ago. Maybe 10.
I'm old.
Then
Yes.
you got Fallout, which has a lot of games
Yes.
and just got a TV series.
Listen.
So
it's
calling
very
it transmedia,
popular,
we're
so
really
hot. It's hot in the sheets right now. Fucking ghouls. They have even more orifices you can use.
those noses, though. You know what I mean? So those are options.
Yes.
But what do both of those things have?
Good games.
Existing franchises.
Okay.
That's true too. Existing franchises
Hmm.
that didn't start out being transmedia.
Well, it's like the multiverse.
Can you
or
imagine
metaverse
now
or the fuck we're talking about?
how annoyed we would be if The Last of Us launched and then they put a TV show out that was just that?
Skull and Bones.
Rift? No, sorry, not Rift. Fuck, what was the name of the game?
What was it called?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Squeeze it.
It was an alien invasion.
It'll pop out.
Xbox like MMO game.
I keep thinking X Defiant keeps popping in my head,
It's
but
not
it's
X
not
Defiant.
X Defiant, obviously. But it's like it is like a something with a D or something, isn't it? It's like
Not Deliverance. Oh man.
fuck me. He's looking it up. We'll get there.
I have to.
We'll get there.
I mean, Cyberpunk was a Defiance.
Defiance. Okay, I wasn't far off.
Defiance is the one I was thinking of. That was a from start TV show and video game.
Yeah, and they were meant to interact.
Was terrible.
Okay.
Cyberpunk, long history.
Yeah.
Then
Pre-runners.
an anime.
They had an anime which was very well
Which was really
received.
good.
Yep. I think
So-
that one also won awards.
Maybe you should start with one good thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Then worry about making the rest of it.
Also, I love the cycle of game life of like let's fucking make redundant hundreds of people and then
and then hire on
a couple months later be like, we opened a studio.
Yeah. Hey, I know where we can find a bunch of people. Next door.
Guess what? Not the only company that does this in this episode.
I mean, there's a lot that have done it for years. Number 4, Sony has reportedly formed a new studio made up of former Deviation Games employees. In a post on LinkedIn, former technical director Michael Anthony suggested that the studio is working on an undisclosed IP. It would seem Deviation Games co-founder Jason Blundell is involved with the studio. As reported by VGC, former employee JC Farmer shared on social media last December that they landed a job as a junior game designer at PlayStation, adding that they work for Blundell. Deviation Games was founded in 2020 by Blundell and Dave Anthony, known for their work on the Call of Duty franchise. The studio was working on a new IP for PlayStation, as announced at Summer Game Fest in 2021. Blundell left the studio in September 2022, with Anthony continuing to lead the studio. The studio announced its closure in March this year.
So they quite literally just repeated history.
Yep. You know what they say? Flat circles and...
I just want to know the story behind this one. You know what I mean? Because they had...
Money laundering?
Maybe. They had the two guys, that they started the studio working on an undisclosed IP for Sony. And then they shut that studio down and then make a new studio run by the same fucking people working on an undisclosed IP.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
And meanwhile, they're all just going to tell you, don't look behind the curtain.
Yeah.
There's nothing to see over there. Giant piles of money.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Hey, it's a lot easier if we don't give you a severance package and instead just create a new studio.
Yeah.
Or
they're like, you know what? We don't like this contract we made with you.
We're going to close you, reopen
We're
you.
going to shut you down, then reopen you.
And
by the way, we own the IP now, not you. Pray that I don't alter the deal further.
Pray I do not alter this deal any further.
And now for the masterminds behind it. Number 5, Herman Hulst and Hideki Nishino has jointly succeeded Jim Ryan as the CEOs of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Hulst is CEO of the newly named Studio Business Group, which includes all of PlayStation's first-party teams, plus covers the development of PlayStation IP onto other medias such as TV and film. Hulst was already the head of PlayStation Studios, who was previously the co-founder of Horizon and Killzone developer Guerrilla Games, which was acquired by Sony in 2005. Hideki Nishino will lead the platform business group, which includes console hardware, technology, accessories, PlayStation Network, and third-party relations, covering major publishers and indie studios. He was already Senior VP of Platform Experiences. He's been part of Sony Business since 2006, holding numerous roles at Sony Network Entertainment, Sony Corporation, and Sony Interactive Entertainment. Both leaders will report to Sony Interactive Entertainment Chairman Hiroki Totoki, who has been acting CEO of the division since Jim Ryan stepped down from the role at the end of March. Totoki is also president, COO, and CFO of Sony Group Corporation. That dude fucking is Sony.
Fucking Hiroki Totoki out here killing
it. There's a Japanese way to pronounce it, and I just can't do it.
Can you try it?
It's
because then I'll try it once I hear it.
I think it's like it's not Totoki. It's like Tadoki.
Okay, so it's kind of like how the same way that we would do Ghost of Tsushima. It's actually Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
it's actually Hiroki Tataki. Todaki. Okay, Todaki. Hiroki Todaki.
But I can only say it if I really think about it.
Yeah.
That's the issue with Japanese names is I can hear them in my head, but then when I try to say them, I Americanize it.
Oh, 100%.
So I know what it's supposed to sound like, but my mouth can't do it.
Well, you also can't roll your R's.
I can't.
Not a Japanese thing at all. But.
No, I can't, which is really hard when you took Spanish for 6 years.
Yeah, how do you even say certain things?
I didn't.
Okay, makes sense then. Never mind.
I passed my last year with a 65.
Your Honor, I rescind that question.
Because it was just yeah, you can't speak Spanish, bro. And I was like, thanks, fuck you. Could have told me that I don't know, 4 years ago.
How'd you handle Miyamo? You just hit it with a Y?
What? Miyamo?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically that's
double L's are fine. Double R's, absolutely not.
Yep. Can't do that.
Wipe out.
I have a little personal information. I have a short, fat tongue. Not good for rolling R's. It's about power, I have a powerful tongue.
Listen, it's not about the size.
It's not. It doesn't. It's not very dexterous.
It's not about the size of your tongue. It's about how you use.
That's the problem. Getting weird over here.
Nothing we haven't been weirder about.
Is Sony getting too big?
It's interesting though. Sorry, I don't want to talk about your
About
tongue
my
anymore.
tongue?
No, it's just because I know that there's people. Like,
I mean,
can't
people
roll
have
their
found my
but-
tongue interesting in the past.
Man's got a kid.
Too.
Well, I don't know how many people knew that.
It was officially. Oh yeah, you don't do social media. They're
No.
dry. It was officially announced today.
I wait for you to tell me weeks before it's going to ever get announced.
Did I tell you the gender?
No,
Boy, another boy,
two. Oof.
2 boys, double boy.
You and your brother.
It's a family
What's up?
curse. My mom, 2 boys. My brother, 2 boys. Me,
You,
2
2
boys. Yeah.
She should have had a daughter.
Working on an army. You know,
Oh, the battle of the
Taking-
Starways would be massive.
taking a book. You know, taking a page out of the fucking crazy Christian book. Just bring
Clan
an army.
Sirway. Or Scotland and just become Clan Sirway.
Yeah. Freedom. Is Sony is Sony getting too big?
Too big? No.
They need 2 CEOs.
I don't think they've been big enough.
Not big enough.
Because here's my thing. You don't need 2 CEOs in your current state. Because you know what this tells me? You have a CEO for your current games and your CEO for the remaster of those exact games.
I do have to say, I feel like the breakup of responsibilities is not weighted fairly.
No.
You got one guy. We're going to break this down real quick. We got one guy who is in charge of PlayStation's first-party teams and then how IP integrates into other forms of media. PlayStation IP.
Which, to be fair, is one thing right now.
That's one thing.
No, I mean, like, there's only one
Yes. Yeah.
IP.
Yep. And then
Which is halfway through its second season filming.
the other guy gets console hardware, technology, accessories, PlayStation Network, and third-party relations for major publishers and indie studios.
He gets handed one win, hardware, and a bunch of failures.
Yeah. And this guy over here basically gets the fucking all the PlayStation first-party teams, which have been basically an autopilot for the past 10
They've been
years.
fine.
Yeah.
You really haven't had to touch them. You're
Yeah,
not
so-
Xbox having to. No, I was not have to diddle all your studios to make things work. It's, yeah, I don't. When the idea of being too big and having 2 CEOs, there needs to be also be an understanding that you could be 10 people and have 6.
Yeah.
It's not the amount of CEOs you have; it's what you do.
It's how
with
you use your
them.
CEOs. That's the
Yeah,
theme.
kind of.
That's the theme of this podcast.
It's not about whatever; it's about how you use that.
Yeah. It's not
the-
about what you have, it's about how you use it.
Right. And who cares, right? That there's 2 of them. The issue isn't that they had one CEO that was swamped. The issue is that they only think they have one development studio.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
So it'll be interesting. See how this pans out.
Number 6. Wayfinder is transforming from a free-to-play online-only multiplayer game into a premium single-player offering after the game lost its publisher last year. Developer Airship Syndicate announced that the upcoming Echoes update to the game will remove all online requirements, leaving Wayfinder as a single-player affair with optional 3-player co-op. In doing so, the studio will also remove all microtransactions and in-game purchases, selling the game for a one-time payment of $24.99 during early access. This price will increase upon full release. The team wrote in its announcement post on Steam, quote, "We realize this is a big shift, but a necessary one to guarantee that the game is around forever," unquote. Wayfinder was originally published by Warframe developer Digital Extremes, but was dropped when that company closed its publishing division in November of 2023. The impact on Airship Syndicate led to 12 people being laid off and pay cuts for the studio leadership.
I don't really care. Like I'm not even sure what this game is. I don't remember it.
True.
But I'm more curious about this approach. Like, you know, if they stick the landing.
Yeah, we'll see if they stick the landing. I do think it's the right move. Like, you can't keep doing microtransactions and all this other stuff. Like, you just don't.
Yeah.
It's just weird that they didn't make it out of early access before doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
We will see. Number 7. One of Nate's favorite things, reports that have,
Money?
well, like surveys that have a weird
Out of
base.
these 100 people, we will now tell you that in the world, 35% of people believe this.
That is 100% about, that's what I'm going to read right now.
I'm gonna scream.
The ESA's 2024 Essential Facts About the Video Game Industry report was conducted in October of 2023 by YouGov, including data from 5,000 respondents. It estimates that 61% of Americans play games at least 1 hour a week. It found that the average American player is, do you want to guess? What we're going to play this game. What do you think the average American player's age is?
Of video games. Does this say, and it, whatever, you probably don't know. Does this include mobile?
I don't know.
Or Facebook?
Based on the fact, all right, let me put it this way. Based on the fact that
you don't have to answer. You just tell me to fuck off and guess.
I don't know, but I will say that I'm guessing that by the fact that they're saying 61% of Americans play games at least 1 hour a week, it does include mobile.
Okay.
Because that seems high.
I turned this back on, but I didn't look.
That's fine. You can look. I don't care. You can cheat.
That's not fun. Because there's two things. There's two things going in my thought process, right? If
Yes.
it's mobile.
Yes.
Mobile, massive.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me put it this way.
It adds both a low end and a high end. But Facebook, that's high end to the extreme. Have you seen Farmville?
Let me put it this way. I do think it includes mobile, but
Okay.
I don't think it skews what you would think if we excluded mobile.
The average age.
Average age.
Get them young, got them for life. 17.
Okay, you're way lower than I would have thought.
26.
How old am I? Do you know?
33?
36.
He's so fucking old. I forgot how old he was.
Yup.
I honestly genuinely forgot because
you forget when, like, I
forget what your
forgot.
birthday is.
I stopped counting at 33.
Right, which makes sense.
And then I have to do the math. I had to do the math after
I started doing math this year because I was just like,
yeah, how old were you?
not 33.
30, right? You just turned 30, right? Or
I'm
31. 31. Yeah, because it was when Inside came out. That was the whole 30 thing, 30 joke.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did nail an entire suicide joke in a comedy special.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Bo is a year older than I am.
Okay.
Had to think about that for a second. I was like, wait, nope, Bo is older than I am.
So,
which even that, slightly weird to think about.
Well, I think like,
but it's interesting that it's 36. Now, when you say, yeah, it doesn't skew in the direction I think it would. It really doesn't. I wouldn't have said the average is 36.
See, if you excluded mobile, I would think the average would be 36.
I just don't think it would.
If you included mobile, I
guess
think it would
makes
bring
sense
it
though,
down.
because that's including the age and generation that started with games.
Yes,
and like that is that. But I would have thought that you would have had a lot of gamers starting younger now too.
Mm-hmm.
That would have pulled that back a little bit.
Yeah, but then you counter that with your whole Farmville joke.
You counter it with Farmville and you counter it with mobile because while mobile and stuff, I'm sure they're not surveying toddlers, let's be clear,
yes,
who are playing things on tablets and whatever.
Roblox.
But I'm sure they're also not counting grandma that's playing casino games on Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm surprised it's 36, but then at the same time, I'm not, because if that range is from 67 to 9, 36 is kind of middle.
Yeah.
So
it weirdly works out.
Yeah.
Okay, where was I? Playing games for almost 2 decades. Okay, here we go.
Any other numbers I need to guess?
We can do some. The average adult player has been playing games for almost 2 decades. Okay, yep, obviously. The ESA found that. All right, here we go. How many male? How many female?
percentages?
Yes.
Male is 64.
Too high.
52.
Very 53.
Okay.
By the way, if you add the numbers up, it doesn't come to 100. Just
I knew that.
Okay.
Trust me, that I knew. You didn't have to tell me that. I knew
Makes
that.
sense.
It's probably, what, 3%?
It's only 1% missing.
Oh, okay.
So it's 53% male, 46% female. And for comparison to 2022, the breakdown was 52% male, so it went up a percent.
Okay.
And 48% female.
So that was 100.
Yeah, that was 100.
So now you have Nate show up and go, did you change the options you gave on the survey?
100%. Sure,
then,
why not?
Then why would you tell me what the old stats were if you changed the options?
Listen. Don't look too deep. Don't look behind the curtain.
I'm peeling back the layers. I want to know what's in the onion.
38% of game players were people of color, which is increased by about a third from the data collected in 2022. More than half of the adults 18 and older said that they played games regularly, but it was the generation aged between 5 and 10 that had the highest percentage of gamers. So that,
okay.
And that's so. Let's see here. The more than half the adults that play of the 18 and older that said they played games regularly, it was 56%. So they're saying 56% of 18 and older played games regularly, and they're saying 79% of kids between 5 and 10 are gamers. So like the things you thought are true.
Obviously.
Yes. Of course, I thought
most of my observations are common sense. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm not our favorite toilet Nostradamus. As a reference,
I don't know.
Do you even remember?
I don't
that?
know if
Do
he's arguing with me or agreeing with me right now. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
You remember toilet Nostradamus, right? Like who that reference is?
I recognize the name, but it's not
Jake.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
He was toilet Nostradamus.
Yeah.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not surprised. Hello.
Yeah. Side by side.
ATV too high pitch.
Jesus. That's when you know you live in the boonies and you can tell the sound difference between an ATV and a side by side.
Yeah. Either that or it was a dirt bike. I couldn't tell.
It wasn't loud enough.
It wasn't loud enough, but you'd be surprised up here with some of the motor guys. They don't have them that loud when they're just like road bikes. They're small CC.
Oh, okay.
But they just have that little high whine to them.
Yeah.
Gaming podcast. What are we? Rednecks?
Sometimes.
That's true. It's just that I'm not surprised. It's like, yeah, I knew my observation was correct when I was trying to do the size guesses. So I agree with you. But to me, that's not like groundbreaking truth that you're going to say that kids play video games more now than they ever have.
Kids play games.
That's like telling me that when the Switch 2 comes out, because here's the GDP that I'm going to fucking lose my mind about that you're going to do after the Switch 2 launches, or Switch whatever, Switch successor. You're going to tell me year over year Switch successor sales are up when it wasn't available the year before, and I'm going to fucking scream.
Listen, I did consciously remove all of the, because we're still in like fiscal year numbers.
We're just in ending of fiscal year numbers.
So like everyone's like, oh, console sales are down. I did pull all that out.
Thank God,
because I was like, obviously, you fucking idiots.
Yeah,
like
because you know what'll happen. There will be a headline. This is not what's going to happen this year, but I'm just going to say this: Switch successor comes out in November, right? Next November, there will be a headline that says more Switch successor consoles have sold in 2025 than in 2024. And I'm going to just scream. I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs that somebody wrote that article.
You motherfuckers.
I'm like, you had 11 months to sell it. No shit. In fact, the only headline that should be is in November of this year, 2025 has sold less successors. That's astounding. That in 11 months in 1 full year since you launched, 2 months after you launched, you dramatically lost sales. That's speedrunning worth of news.
Yeah.
Number 8. Ubisoft has revealed Assassin's Creed Shadows, the new feudal Japan set RPG style adventure from the team at Ubisoft Quebec that was originally known by the codename Assassin's Creed Red. Since then, a few other tidbits have leaked, including a release date and some details about the game's DLC. I got the hiccups bad right now, man.
Get it. You want a bottle of water?
I got a liquid somewhere over here.
Okay.
And some details about the game's DLC and pricing plans. As previously rumored, it costs you a left kidney, one pinky toe, and your ring finger. Shadows will focus.
That's so true. Like that. The Ubisoft price model is so known now. I didn't even put it in the fucking article.
It's $70 for base.
Yep.
Or $17.99 if you have Ubisoft Connect, if you're doing like a 1 month thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes up to $90, I believe, $89.99. And then it skips to $130.
Yes.
Just for anybody that's really wanting to get price gouged. Since then, as previously rumored, body parts. Shadows will focus on a male samurai based on real-life historical figure Yasuke. I like Yusuke.
I like Yusuke.
And a female ninja shinobi named Now.
That is what I was going to say.
Unlike past dual protagonist Assassin's Creed games, which Matt will name right now.
Brotherhood? No. What's the one where they're in like Paris or whatever?
Brotherhood's kind of a cheat. It's not really. There are other ones, but you're nameless. It's you, and then there's a bunch of nameless buddies.
Yeah.
Unity is the Paris one.
Okay.
Which again is you and a bunch of nameless buddies.
Okay. I wouldn't count Valhalla.
I think they are for the purpose of this
Counting
conversation.
Valhalla? You can't play both at once.
But I think they are counting them.
Well, they're fucking stupid.
Same way they're counting Odyssey.
That doesn't make any... You're not playing both at once.
I'm just telling you right now, there is only one other one I can actually think of. And they mentioned plural, so...
All right, well, that's fine.
There's only one other one that's clear, and you can play as both of them.
Isn't it the gangster one?
Yes.
I don't know what it's called. I forgot. I thought that one was Brotherhood.
Wrong gangsters. No, that is Syndicate.
Syndicate.
And that is in London.
Yes, not Paris. I don't know. Some dirty fucking European city.
The two will play quite differently, with Now being about stealth and gadgets, while Yasuke is more of a brawler wielding heavy weapons. Just so we're clear, that is literally the difference between Evie and Jacob Fry. In addition to the unique dual protagonist structure, Ubisoft promises Assassin's Creed Shadows will include new features like changing seasons and a focus on light and shadow during gameplay enabled by a new global illumination system. You'll be able to choose which character you can play as for most missions, although there will be a few story missions specifically tied to Yasuke or Now. No way. Fuck. As previously rumored, destructible environments are also part of the game. Parkour is getting some tweaks too, as it does every fucking Assassin's Creed, including a grappling hook, because why not when playing as Now? Overall, Ubisoft is promising more open, non-linear mission design, and knocking out enemies returns so you can do a true pacifist run. Pacifist Creed Shadows is coming to PC, Xbox, and PlayStation on November 15th of this year. Actual gameplay will be shared at the Ubisoft Forward event show in June. Terms and conditions may apply.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
I know.
No, it's fine. I don't. It's what's there to say?
There's really nothing to say because we haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
we've only seen a cinematic trailer, which they always do good cinematic trailers.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't. Here's the quick rundown. You had to pick Yasuke because you couldn't think of anything else. Fine. Then you changed the hidden blade to be bendable. Whatever, man. You think for an Assassin's Creed where they never will zoom in on you doing that, do you think it matters? You think anybody's going to go,
look at my bendy blade.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I just don't know with Ubisoft. You know?
Yep, no good.
Just don't know.
They didn't solemnly swear.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to say about it because we talk about Ubisoft so much that it's like our thoughts are laid bare. All right, number 9. Microsoft has announced the Xbox Protus controller. Proteus? Maybe that Greek word there. Protus? Proteus.
Sounds gusto-y.
Microsoft has announced the Xbox Proteus controller, a new customizable controller aimed at gamers with accessibility issues. The controller will begin shipping this autumn and will cost $299. Players who purchase the controller during the pre-order window will receive 15% off. The controller is made of several balls that snap together to form whatever shape is most comfortable for the user. According to the manufacturer, BioWave, boy, or Bio, I guess it's BioWave. I'm gonna say BioWave. That's a Y. The controller will work with Xbox Series consoles as well as Xbox One and PC at launch. The controller will not have PlayStation console or Nintendo Switch support, although BioWave, fuck,
I knew it was gonna happen.
Yep. BioWave has said that it would like to work with both platform holders in the future. Alongside the Proteus reveal, Microsoft announced that the current Xbox Adaptive Controller will receive an update. Each port on the controller will now support up to 12 buttons, a second stick, and a hat switch. Players can also now filter and sort games shown by the My Games and apps on console based on the accessibility or technical features they support.
I like that. I like the sorting.
It looks fucking cool. That was the other thing I wanted to look at. Was the Proteus controller.
Does it look better than the last one, the adaptive controller? Because the adaptive controller just looks like a board.
Yeah, the adaptive controller doesn't look cool, but it's like extremely functional. This one looks fucking cool. Like it's just a bunch of shit you can like snap together.
It looks better than the PlayStation one. You know, the round one with like all the buttons.
Yeah, this one looks like really, to me, if the things, see, I only saw one image, and I'm not sure if it was a rendering or the real thing, but the thing that I saw, it looked very futuristic. Maybe I'll pull it up real quick while we're...
All right. If you can pull it up, because I really don't have much more to say about it other than it's really cool. I like the ability to sort by features of what they support. Because that just means you don't have to go dig through everything. You can actually just be like, hey, show me what supports this.
Oh yeah, this thing's cool as fuck. It is basically balls, and you can change you can put the balls together, but then it's like it's like a not really balls, like cubes, and you can put them together in any orientation you want, and then also put whatever face on whatever side you want. I didn't like that phone anyways.
It was just such the perfect, like, both of us going, that ain't fucking staying on the couch.
No, I knew as soon as I let go, I'm like, that was too hard.
It almost looks like a fidget device.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It looks like a fidget device made of 4 hacky sacks. That's immediately what I think, is that it's 4 hacky sacks. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I can definitely see that being kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
It also has extreme Bop It vibes.
It does. It does have Bop It vibes.
Click it.
The little faceplate things are really sweet, though, with like the triggers and shit.
Right.
Like, it's a really neat idea.
I want to buy one just for fun, but I don't have $300. Yeah. For fun is not $300.
Exactly. I mean, when I saw the price, I'm like, this thing better be fucking awesome. Which, if you need it, like, I could see it 100% being worth it.
Yeah, for sure. But I wish it was cheaper.
Yeah.
Even if you needed it, I still wish it was cheaper.
Yes.
Images showing number 10. Images showing was reportedly Valve's next game are circulating on social media. According to Tyler McVicker, who has a good track record of reporting details of Valve projects ahead of their announcement, the game is called Deadlock, and hundreds of people are currently playtesting it. Images allegedly from a private playtest of the game appear to show 6v6 gameplay with abilities not unlike those in Overwatch or similar competitive hero shooters a la Smite. And other things. According to McVicker, the game has been in development since 2018, features tower defense mechanics, and has a fantasy setting mixed with steampunk. Magicians, weird creatures, and robots, he wrote. Fast travel using floating rails similar to Bioshock Infinite. Basically fast-paced, interesting ADHD gameplay. Combination of Dota 2, Team Fortress 2, Overwatch, Valorant, Smite, Orcs Must Die, Call of Duty, My Hero Academia, One Punch Man. Like the guy might have just fucking listed everything. It's like going, yeah, can I get a Whopper, bacon, lettuce, tomato, onions, fries, barbecue sauce, more tomatoes, pickles? like just name every fucking condiment in the world. I'll take an action adventure, RPG, tabletop, first person shooter, third person shooter, MOBA, action. What the? It would have, if you looked at the tags on Steam, you'd have to scroll.
Yeah.
Hero design pretty much inspired by the Dota universe. Main map references modern steampunk European city. A little bit like Half-Life. Initially, game had sci-fi elements inspired by Half-Life and Portal, but after bad feedback, dev team decided to focus on fantasy. End quote. Valve co-founder and CEO Gaben said in 2021 that the company had multiple games in development and was keen to make more single-player experiences following Half-Life Alyx's release the previous year. The company's most recent release was last year's Counter-Strike 2, famously not a single-player game, and this, famously not a single-player game. So Gabe, not a single-player fan.
Gabe, what the fuck?
Gabe, famously, can't count to 3. It is one of his weaknesses.
It is his...
Where Voldemort has Horcruxes, Gabe, the number 3.
Number 3. Hit him with a 3. Crumbles.
He will die.
Yes.
3 strikes to any part of his body, instantly dead.
Yep.
Flick him in the knee 3 times, falls over dead.
Yep. Have to revive him. Might not work. Don't know.
You'll never find him, though. He's hooked up to Steam.
Yeah.
His conscious is loaded up to Steam.
Body's not real anymore.
He is a puppet.
Exactly.
Controlled by Steam.
OS,
TM.
You have strong feelings about this? No?
I wouldn't call them strong. I have strong feelings.
Nate famously hates Valve.
Yes. Unironically. No.
Like I famously hate Nintendo.
I don't famously hate Valve. I famously hate Valve fanboys. That's always my issue.
Nate famously hates fanboys.
I famously hate fanboys. That is 100% true. I hate fanboys of my own. Myself.
He hates fanboys of WoW.
I do, for the most part, because they're usually so far up their own asses that they can't see what they want to need, what they actually should be like paying attention to. They're like, but my thing to murder her, and I'm like, that's not the problem right now. There are so many other issues, and technically they're opinions and assholes, and everybody has them. But the whole thing with Valve has always been, for me, from watching the fanboy side, it's always like, they make the best games in the world. Now, up until Half-Life Alyx, that was still being said when the last game they had made was in like 2011, and I'm like, they haven't made anything recently. They stopped being a software developer. They started being a storefront, and they do it at one of the best.
There's some hardware in there.
They do it one of the best. I mean, the Vive was good. The Vive, it was expensive, but it was good.
Mm-hmm. Index is good. Steam Link, big old failure.
Steam controller.
Same
failure.
Steam PCs.
Steam PCs.
Steam machines. That's what they're called. Yeah. A little rough. On that one.
So there are a lot of things in there, but they weren't really doing games. Portal was great. Portal 2 was good. Half-Life, say whatever you want. Black Mesa's not theirs.
He doesn't like Half-Life.
I enjoyed parts of it, but I didn't play it when it was
when it was relevant. Yeah.
So now me going back, I just look at it and I'm like,
this is an
my
old
eyes
game.
hurt. My eyes hurt. It's old. My eyes hurt.
Half-Life
Alyx, very cool.
Very good game.
Very cool.
I'd take more of that. Yeah, Gabe, that's a single player experience.
Now,
right?
Counter-Strike 2 looks good, but let's be fair. It's Counter-Strike. Team Fortress 2 has existed forever. There's a reason Red Box or Orange Box existed.
Mm-hmm.
Now this, my thing is, people are going to be like, "Oh my god, what we said downstairs, right? Why isn't this just Team Fortress?" I think it's not Team Fortress because they want to have expandability, and by putting in more than just Team Fortress characters, that allows them to do that and nobody freak out.
I think it's not Team Fortress because they can't count to 3.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they called it Team Fortress Tactics, just to not name it 3.
That's a good idea.
Half-Life Alyx has Half-Life 3 for anybody that actually gives a shit, but anybody
Yeah.
that doesn't care just goes, it's Alyx, it's not 3. Clearly, you can't read, idiot. So
Got him.
it's the next entry in the Team Fortress thing. So clearly, it's 3. It's like, no, they added a subtitle. It's not that. It's Team Fortress MOBA or whatever. You know, there's just whatever. But it's I think the part that annoys me is like, I want to just see it. I don't like the leaks. Don't do me any good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that it's an idea. Every time I look at it, I see a little bit of Overwatch, but then I see a lot more Smite out of it in those screenshots we see. And I like that because that genre of things, like the kind of third-person-y shooter MOBA, you have Paladins, Overwatch, Smite, and Overwatch is not a MOBA for the record. But they needed some other competitor, something to kind of like revive it a little bit. And Valve usually does really good in games. So I'm kind of hoping it's good. Like, I want to play it. I'm curious if it's going to be a free-to-play thing where then they charge skins, if they're going to say it's $10 and skin, like what they're going to do money-wise. But I'm excited to play it. It's just that I don't need this person who sounds like a Valve fanboy to then list, well, hey, it's like critically acclaimed 10 games all shoved into one. You're like, that's not even there. I would have liked if I had read a game off of there that I didn't know. Like, hey, it took this really good feature that was in My Town Porsche, a game no one knows, and they really had this really good feature in it, so they ported that in, and that looks really good. It's like, no, we're pulling out of like the only thing you needed to say now was Call of Duty, Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Activision consulted on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just.
I'm curious. I there's a couple things I have to say on it.
Genuinely, the most curious thing is I want to see a video and I want to see pricing. Pricing is one of the biggest issues for me for this.
I suspect it'll just follow like their fucking Counter-Strike 2 model,
which can make them a lot of money. But I mean, like, to get people into the door, it's got to be $10 or under, probably.
Yeah. Not a big fan of MOBAs.
Right. This is all not you written all over it.
Not a big fan of hero shooters. You know, I'm not a big fan of video games. Fuck video games. I'm
hasn't finished his sim reg. I just want you all to know that.
That's true.
That's how much he hates video games.
I'm excited that
True to
Valve
brand.
is still making video games. Still
True.
trying.
They gotta get the right mood. Like, it has to strike them. If it doesn't strike them, they just don't.
They're bored.
I wonder if they also part of it is like them looking out at the video game landscape, being like, "You guys don't know what the fuck you're doing anymore."
Maybe
They're doing good game development out of spite.
I think, to be fair though, we are kind of forgetting the fucking card game that they did that absolutely failed.
The Dota card game.
Yeah.
Which
didn't do well.
It was based on Dota. It wasn't like it was a.
Yeah,
I guess for me, it wasn't like they truly took a swing for a new thing.
Yeah.
Be like if they just imagine if they made a Counter-Strike card game and it was just loot boxes. You got sent a little tiny box, opened it up, and it was just a picture of a gun.
People would love that. And I hate how much people would love that.
The real way to do it is that you sell the plastic models and then you loot box the skins that you can like wrap around those plastic models. People would be farming targets for them. Are you kidding me? They'd have to lock them up.
Yeah.
I got gold tiger camo. Can you imagine? It go nuts.
I like that they're still making games, and I like that we'll probably see it sooner rather than later, because usually by the time these things leak and they're playtesting it externally,
they kind of get annoyed to a point and just
they're it's like close to us like seeing it officially. And
scratch the.
Don't do that.
No, like it's been here all day, and I'm now
rip it
finding
off.
out that it's like this long.
I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious from an like an objective point of view. Like I think that it has the potential to have enough of a spin on it to where people might like it.
My problem is it has enough of a spin, potentially,
Yeah.
but you're in a zeitgeist problem.
Hmm.
Valorant exists and captured a lot of people.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike has people.
Yeah.
Overwatch is dwindling. But this goes back to what we've said about certain other things where it's like people only have so much time to play games. And you are as a game person competing for the same player pool. It's not like you're making a game to truly garner new people.
Yeah.
I think it's to pull them out of Call of Duty.
I think it's almost worse than that. I think the problem that Valve's going to run into with this game is it's not going to pull Call of Duty. It's going to pull from Counter-Strike 2.
But that's still, I think they would actually kind of be okay with that, only because you're still working within your same player base, and you're not technically, you're not gaining numbers, but you're not losing numbers.
Yeah.
So it's a net loss because they aren't gaining people from the outside in.
They just spend a bunch of money to do.
But the other mistake they would make is they would say like, "Hey, all you streamers, stream this for a month with a bounty. Here's a lot of money. Can you maintain success post month?"
Yeah. Also,
and if you can, you're fine. If you can't, problem.
Also, don't see it mentioned here. I don't think this is. If this doesn't come out on consoles, what fucking good is it? Like it's like kind of like one of those games where like Counter-Strike's a different beast, but like something like this, I feel like you would want it out on everything strictly to get a big base initially.
Yeah, no, I agree. There would have to be. I can see them not doing it, but I would hope they would be having plans for it.
Yeah, at the very least. We'll see. At some point. Good?
Good.
Rumor roundup.
Rumor roundup.
Got a list here. Big old list. I don't know. We'll gauge how good the list is based on how high we can get Nate's blood pressure. All right, rumor roundup. Let's talk about the Switch 2. No, I'm just kidding.
The Switch 2 sales numbers are out.
Jez Corden revealed some new details on the Xbox multi-platform plans, which are known internally as Latitude. These plans, These plans have sparked a debate inside Microsoft about whether or not they are a good idea, as Microsoft is pushing for no red line regarding which games can be released on competing hardware. This approach is centered around CEO Satya Nadella. I can't fucking say that dude's first name. Satya Nadella and CFO Amy Hood's mandate to increase every department's margins. Since there's an internal debate, where do you land on the debate? Should there be a red line? Should there be no red line? Do you put Halo on PlayStation? You know, like just as an example.
Halo's not the one I try to put on PlayStation.
You know what I mean, though.
No, I know what you mean.
Do you put Microsoft's most cherished franchises? Whatever that is.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask which those are.
You know what? I don't know. Halo is the only thing I got because it's
Forza?
old school. Ooh, hit them where it hurts. Forza would do bonkers on PlayStation, I think.
I think you'd have to put specifically Horizon there.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only way they would agree to it.
Yeah.
I don't think they would let you do Motorsport.
Yep. I agree with that.
But I think Horizon would do bonkers.
Yeah.
I don't think I think there's a solid chance that they go, we want to put Halo on there, and Sony goes, but why? It sucks.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean it sucks? Like, I think honestly, if they were to put Halo on PlayStation, what they would have to do is they would have to put the Master Chief Collection there and not put Infinite.
I think Gears of War with cross-platform support would be fucking dope.
I think new Gears of War with that would be dope.
What other weird
Fable.
shit? I mean, obviously all the normal shit, like I don't know.
Starfield.
Yeah. What other weird stuff is not on PlayStation that should be? Hellblade,
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh, that's right.
What? What?
Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh yeah, doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh well.
Play the hear the violin in your hearts, people.
Sadness. All right. The Wall Street Journal claims that Microsoft will add this year's Call of Duty game to Game Pass at release.
To Xbox Game Pass at release. I did not say anything about PC Game Pass.
Yes. Okay. Did not catch that. Good looks. Guerrilla Games Horizon series is about to get an unexpected new entry called Lego Horizon Adventures, according to rumors circulating online. It will essentially be Horizon Forbidden West, but with Lego aesthetics and likely some gameplay tweaks. Interestingly enough, the game is said to have realistic graphics, which suggests it may feature a different visual style compared to the other Lego games on the market.
I'm not going to play it.
I ask why. Why? Why do this?
I can tell you why you do it. I can't tell you why you do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I say I can tell you why you do it is why you put a Lego game in that universe, because it's open enough and you can still be creative about things, and you could have, there's things to build and it makes sense. But why you do exactly just the game cut for cut, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it.
It's not like you're doing a movie cut for cut like. All the other
I guess
games.
I didn't interpret it as being cut for cut, although it does kind of state it that way.
Yeah,
I interpret it as it being in the world of Horizon Forbidden West.
Sure.
And I would hope it wouldn't be cut for cut, because that would be really stupid.
Right. That's my worry, is that's like painfully bad.
According to a leaker, Crimson Desert will be playable at Gamescom 2024, and its full launch is slated for early 2025. This lines up with the latest Pearl Abyss financial report. The leaker also claimed that the Pokemon-like Doki 5, is that how we say that?
Nailed it. I think it's actually Doki V, but
Doki V will be released within a year of Crimson Desert. That game, I remember.
I'm proud of you.
And I want it.
Look at you remembering a game.
Listen, you can't forget that game.
That's true.
I remember you were just as amped up about it as I was.
I've also said a lot of games, and you've gone, I don't know what you're talking about anymore.
Yes. Doom fans
I was more amped up because I showed it to you.
I saw it before that, and then you showed it to me, and I was like, yes, this one.
I saw it before that.
Okay, well.
You want to know why? Because Todd and I played a lot of Black Desert. And it's by the same people.
Yeah.
Because they also had a mech shooter coming out, and I don't know what happened to
that. They mention it. I left it out. Doom fans have discovered it was further back than these ones.
If anything, it was also probably sad that it's in a not good state.
Doom fans have discovered a recent pending trademark listed under the codename IDKFA by ZeniMax Media. Beyond confirming that it's for video game software, the trademark filing doesn't reveal all that much, but it is a classic Doom cheat code that gives players access to all weapons, keycards, and full ammo. That was a neat little reference.
It also stands for I don't know, fuck all.
Yes. That's where my mind went first. I'm having trouble talking tonight. And then I read the whole the breakdown where it's like ID keys, firearms, armor.
Yeah, but you know for a fact that is written that way on purpose.
Yes. Yes, Doom. Red Dead Redemption may
Duke Nukem on its way.
that'd be kind of funny.
Also, but somebody tweeted, I think we talked about this last week maybe, that somebody tweeted from Microsoft discussing some things to talk about Doom, and they italicized Doom. So Doom's getting an announcement of some sort.
Red Dead Redemption may finally launch on PC 14 years after its original release, judging by some recent findings.
Just put it in the fucking Red Dead 2 engine.
Maybe that's what they'll do.
Then put it on console.
Known Sega Atlas leaker Midori suggests that a Breath of the Wild Switch 2 version might very well be in the works at Nintendo. A second remake of the original Resident Evil is apparently in the works, according to rumors circulating online. They see The Last of Us, I guess. Jeff Grubb.
We've only remade it once. We should remake it another time.
Jeff Grubb has heard Perfect Dark might be shown at the Xbox Game Showcase. He slightly backtracked from his previous statement about the game's rough state, clarifying that it was just one developer feeling that way.
Somebody from Microsoft said, "You better shut the fuck up right now, but I will come to your house. You will not." Have you seen what Boeing does? Have you seen that? You want to blow a
Heart
whistle?
attacks, bro.
You want to blow a whistle again?
Heart attacks.
You ever gone through a window when it was still closed?
That's Russia.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I got Boeing and Russia confused.
Very similar. Planes falling out of skies and shit.
That's true.
Jez Corden said, quote, "I've heard that State of the Decay 3 is doing very, very well, and it looks very, very, very good." End quote.
2 very wells, 3 very good.
Sony may be gearing up to return to the handheld market with a new PlayStation Portable that will be capable of running PlayStation 4 games, according to rumors circulating online. Sony Interactive Entertainment also has a job listing for system development with program games compatibility between different architectures. This could reference the rumored handheld or the FTC leak about Microsoft considering ARM for the next Xbox, or Sony is considering ARM for the next PlayStation, or maybe for phones. I don't fucking know.
Great story. Love that we're here.
About Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Dun, dun, dun. Jeff Grubb said, quote, "Will it be at the Summer Game Fest or around that time? Yeah, they've said that themselves over at EA. It still sounds like that game is coming out later this year, so where should they announce it other than Summer Games Fest?" He went on to say, quote, "Everyone seems really happy with that game. They're pretty pleased with how it turned out. The plan is to launch that this calendar year, so not EA's fiscal year, not before March 2025 or anything like that. This year." End quote.
Does anybody have you with a gun to your head in the room?
It's the same guy, right? No, it's Jeff Grubb. It wasn't Jez Corden. Okay. I was going to say this was like a
No, I know,
tit for
but
tat
it's still
situation.
just in that moment where you're like,
the
"But
game's
is
good, I
it?
promise.
But is it though?"
We'll see. The Epic Game Store is reportedly set to offer users 4 free AAA games over the next month. And it looks like Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition is the first. It's available right now.
Just to be clear,
Yes.
that's a terrible lead up.
I'm sorry.
4 free AAA games. There's AAA games going back as far as 2004. The only thing that would have been worse is that they said.
I think the only difference is it's 4 in 1 month versus like they did 2 in 1 month in previous months.
But
I think.
if they had said quadruple A games, I would have said I'm not going to even redeem those.
I don't want Ubisoft shit.
Exactly. I'm not getting Skull and Bones even if you give it to me for free. Get away from me. Just like the idea of them trying to hand out the game for free and me running in the other direction.
I'm going to switch the order since we segued so well. According to Tom Henderson, Beyond Good and Evil 2 still exists, but it's very complicated.
They didn't have enough money from Joseph Gordon-Levitt to fund it.
According to Dual Shockers, as of October 2023, Total War Star Wars was one of 3 new Total War games in development at the Sega-owned studio.
That could save my argument for Star Wars Onward. Tell you right now.
Show me.
That actually looks like...
Give it to me, you fucking cowards.
Sexy.
Yeah.
I also want Total War Warhammer 40K.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be a good one.
The Warhammer ones that they have are like the old Warhammer. I want Warhammer 40K.
Mm-hmm.
I want to move into the Legions of Space Marines.
Let's do it. Insiders are still expecting a state of play from Sony in late May.
Quick time. Are you ready?
Yeah, there's 20, so if you want to split it
I'm
up.
going.
Okay.
And I'm not going to read the numbers just to really fuck with people.
That's fine.
The medieval RPG Bellwright has sold more than 200,000 copies after launching into early access nearly a month ago. Don't even remember what it was. Medieval, so hot right now. The medieval city builder Manor Lords has moved 2 million units. It launched into early access on April 26th. Big stuff there.
Yeah, a lot of talk about that
Little
one.
Kitty Big City has sold 100,000 units in 48 hours. Number
Little
3.5.
Kitty, Big City, bigger titties.
Number 3.5, Matt's fascination with inserting random game has sold 100,000 copies or more. It will continue.
Yeah.
Ubisoft has released its 2023 fiscal year report, which says its sales grew by 27% to hit $2.5 billion. Ubisoft performance was driven by Rainbow Six Siege, which is hysterical, and Assassin's Creed. In the middle of its full-year financial report, Ubisoft announced that the free-to-play game Tom Clancy's The Division Heartland has been canceled. The publisher will reinvest in X-Defiant and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six instead. And Nate went, "Why?" Square Enix has released its, and failed to announce that Skull and Bones has been shelved forever. Number 6, Square Enix has released its financials for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2024, with profit down 70% compared to last year. As a result, Square Enix will be implementing a new strategy, quote, by optimizing its development footprint and aggressively pursue a multi-platform strategy. To which... Never mind. Can't remember the joke I want.
Okay.
Number 7, as part of their latest earnings report, Take-Two, to which PlayStation said multi-platform. Get the fuck out of here.
What are you talking about?
Helldivers only exists on PlayStation.
We don't do that here.
Number 7, as part of their latest earnings report, Take-Two Interactive clarified that GTA 6 is coming out in the fall calendar year 2025, and GTA 5 has sold over 200 million copies each year since it came out.
200
It's all so many
million copies.
It's so many. Still in the top 10 selling each year almost. Number 8, ex-Bandai Namco employee Yoichi Toyosumi has been arrested on suspicion of embezzlement. Toyosumi allegedly embezzled $345,300 worth of assets, including company-owned smartphones and other items in 2020. The police acknowledged that he reportedly stole up to 4,000 smartphones between 2015 and 2022. And I am so curious how you get to 4,000 before you get caught.
That's why it's in here. I'm like,
unless you were taking crates away, I can't imagine the IT guy that's going, "What do you mean you lost your phone? You lost your phone again?" And then just same guy, 30 phones a month.
I didn't know Bandai Namco was just a fucking deal in cell phones.
Laundering. Poland's Office of Competition and Consumer Protection has launched a preliminary investigation into digital game platforms, including Steam and the PlayStation Store, for anti-competitive practices. Number 10, through subsidiary Crystal Dynamics, Embracer Group has penned a new deal with Amazon MGM Studios to create new Tomb Raider media for streaming and film. Phoebe Waller-Bridge will serve as both writer and executive producer of the Tomb Raider series for Amazon Prime Video. And I, for one, hope we get 1990s Lara Croft.
With
polygons, man.
Yeah, okay.
Number 11, former XCOM and Marvel's Midnight Suns designer Jake Solomon announced the foundation of Midsummer Studios. Midsummer, not Midsummer. Okay. A small indie company established with the help of several industry veterans who worked on games like Civilization and The Sims. They are building a next-generation life simulation game focused on player-driven narrative. Warner Bros. Discovery is returning ownership of some titles from Adult Swim games back to developers. And Nate still wonders why WB Games is showing up to Summer Game Fest. NetEase, the publisher of Marvel Rivals, is retracting its no negativity clause for streamers previewing the game. The move came after streamer Brandon Larned shared some contract details on social media. And then also, everybody went, "This just looks like Overwatch."
Get wrecked.
14, the Netherlands Authority for Consumers and Markets has fined Epic Games $1,125,000 in a European currency for using unfair commercial practices aimed at children in Fortnite. That is euros, by the way. GameStop shares are trading up sharply this week after meme stock personality Keith Gill, also known as Roaring Kitty, made his first social media post on Twitter in almost 3 years. 2 lawsuits that alleged Nintendo was aware of selling defective Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons have been dismissed. Both the Mario Maker and the parents who took on the cases for their children called for the dismissals. Microsoft announced that Xbox Cloud Gaming has received initial mouse and keyboard support for the 26 games.
For 26 games. I'm sorry.
For 26 games.
Not the 26. That was my bad.
The Lies of P. I'm Ron Burgundy going, go fuck yourself, San Diego. The Lies of P DLC expansion is going to be released before the end of the year. Developer NeoWiz confirmed. Arcane Austin will release one final update for Redfall, which will add offline play. Hysterical that it was online play only. And number 20, publisher 2K will reveal the next iteration in one of its biggest and most beloved franchises at Summer Games Fest on Friday, June 7th. And only I could think that means Borderlands.
Everyone else is saying it's Mafia.
There's also rumors about a new Mafia one, but I don't know if that is biggest and most beloved. Because I don't know if you remember Mafia 3 or the Mafia
beloved is not
or the Mafia remaster.
Yeah.
They're kind of in like shit.
Yeah, not beloved. Got it.
Which is to say that I loved Mafia 3.
Yeah.
Except for two glaring issues with it. The AI was completely stupid.
Yeah.
And I fell through the world.
Yeah. That was the two things I remembered.
And the missions were repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just go get thing, drive to other side of town, drop thing off, and then go back.
Yeah.
And it was just like, that's just not. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
It's been 7 days. What up?
What is up? You know, that's a good question.
Ceiling.
What have I been doing? Still haven't finished Fallout.
I have finished Fallout.
Okay, good. You know,
they leave it in a way where I'm like, you had to have been renewed for season 2.
Yeah.
Like before you finished writing.
Yeah. I know the ending. I know where they leave you. New Vegas.
Well, not really.
Yeah.
They don't really leave you in New Vegas.
No, but you see New Vegas. Or what's left of New Vegas.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was New Vegas or Seattle. New Vegas makes sense if it's it's the desert or whatever, but like, the Space Needle looked like it was there for a hot second.
Watched the Dimension 20.
Sucked him in.
Did suck me in.
I got him attached to another thing.
Formula One, obviously, got a race this weekend.
True.
Thrilled about that. I tried to help someone move a shed. That was fun.
Random.
Yeah. That was a good time. That's about it. It's funny you bring up the sim racing thing because it's been haunting me the past week or two.
That's what I'm here for.
It's been haunting me.
I am the ghost of future past.
It's come up a few times, like weirdly. It's come up a few times from outside parties, just like coming up in conversation or coming up or like mentioning things that like flips a switch in my head that makes me think about something. Like my nephew is like, oh, I need a computer monitor. And I was like, there's literally 3 computer monitors sitting in boxes in my office right now. What a fucking waste, you piece of shit. Like, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's it. It's
somebody telling you about building their rig and you going, I thought even fucking done.
Yeah, or like whatever.
Just like those little things where you go, I have that exact thing sitting on the floor that I need to I need to do something with.
Or someone like talking about something, I'll be like, oh yeah, I do. I have a semi-finished sim racing rig, and I'll show them photos of it, and they're like, Jesus Christ. And I'm like, yeah, it's been like that for like a year. And then they look at me like, wow, you're fucking stupid.
You have a problem finishing projects? Yes.
Yes. Is there a group for that? Is there like
even then I have like
Projects Anonymous?
I have 2 months lead up where I'm just trying to buy one part for it, and then I don't know what to do for the next part.
Yeah.
You should have seen me choosing a steering wheel.
That's all I got though. What do you got? What you got going on?
I got a whole lot of nothing. New WoW season's out. Been playing WoW. Finished Fallout, like I said. Listening.
So you got a can of compressed air there?
I do have a can of compressed air that has been there for 2 months.
Okay.
Welcome to the room.
That's fair treatment,
The
Well, this is a visual range. It's been sitting here for months.
Literally, you've had to step over it to get where you are. There's been.
I noticed your dragon skull candle for the first time. How long has that been
there for years?
Oh,
2 maybe.
Evil really?
Evil gave that to me for one of our Christmas things.
I choose not to believe that.
It's been.
I make my own reality.
I've not
okay,
put it in another spot. It's been there the entire time. Now it might not have had always a light in it because it's just little tea light candles, so it's little watch batteries.
All right, I'm gonna rationalize it and say
So
that
it might not have been lit up, which might have distracted you to not see it enough.
I probably just assumed it was another fucking mouse.
I've only got 2.
That's more than one. It's what any normal person needs.
I can't argue that it's more than one. You're right.
See, I'm lashing out because I'm trying to defend myself.
Yeah, first off, you want to point out anything else here? Try it.
No,
come on,
no.
pick something. Ask me how long.
Right.
Ask me how
you
long.
got to win. I got to win. We're gonna leave it at
Ask me
that.
how long the TV's been there. No, it's been new WoW season, Mop remix, the Pandaria remix will be getting played this weekend because that came out yesterday. And then started listening to my listening book now. I finished the Warhammer one I was on.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 more Warhammer ones I think downloaded and ready
Okay.
to go. But I said I'm going to take a break from Warhammer, and I'm going to finally finish off. Was it Season of Storms, the side story Witcher book.
Yeah, it's like the short stories.
Yeah, so I'm reading through that, and it's 100% short stories because I just went through the entire one that was like chapter 4 maybe or 3, where he gets arrested in town. He goes into the town, gets arrested, does the trial thing, and then leaves. And they're like, next chapter, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? That was the entire story.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I was like driving back from volleyball, and they go, anyway, chapter 5, and I was just looking around like, there's no more to this.
I think it's I think it comes back. If I remember correctly, like the short stories some of them aren't consecutive. Like
I mean, that might make sense because they're
like skip.
They walk into the tavern. They describe what sounds like Triss sitting there, or that somebody that looks like Triss because it says that it invokes memories of. And you're like, okay, Triss, because he specifically describes a redheaded sorceress that's eyeing him. And then he gets arrested. Then he deals with the lawyer. And then he leaves. And then it's just like, and that's the end of the story. And
yeah,
it's like,
I know what you're talking about. So it does like it. They all kind of like are heading towards
something
converging points almost.
Yeah. So it's just like, in that beginning, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But no, so it's good to hear that voice again.
Yeah.
Little Peter Kenny.
Yep.
So yeah, that's really all I got. Got to mow the lawn this weekend.
Same. I gotta figure out when I'm gonna find time to do that.
I'm hoping to do it over 2 days, to do one half and then the other half, and not get ruined by rain. But I might get screwed by rain.
Yeah. I'm getting annoyed with the weather because
I'm getting annoyed with just upkeep, man. I want to go back to the whole Witcher thing or the Red Dead thing where it's like, can I stop my beard growing at a certain point and just lock that?
Yeah.
Can I just stop the lawn permanently?
You could like try to slowly convert it to clover.
Yeah, I've heard about that, but I'm like, that's like a whole.
Yeah, but then you don't really have to mow it.
I know, but then I just have clover everywhere.
Yeah. A lot of bees. You have a lot of bees too. Bees like clover, I guess.
I got a lot of jackets, yellow.
Yeah. I don't like them.
No.
Maybe we should get one of those robot mowers, like the Roomba for the lawn.
Joked about that at one point, and then I was like, I don't think that would work.
Just get a 0-turn mower.
I need a 0-turn that I can mow at 40 miles an hour.
That's
so I can be done. So I can be done.
0 turns so fucking fast.
Done in 30 minutes. But also, here's the other problem. I don't want to spend $4,000 on a mower.
That's fair.
Unless mine dies. If mine blows up, then I'm going to be real hard pressed to get stopped from spending
I actually looked at
$4,000.
0-turn mowers today. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know why.
I'll say I'll just sell you mine for $400. You can deal with that piece of shit.
Well, I was looking at riding mowers.
Yeah,
which are expensive now.
True,
for a new one.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to buy one.
I looked on Facebook and I was like, nothing really. It was like, people were asking too much for not good stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna go Lowe's and then price themselves out of that, and you're like, why?
So then, like, getting a new riding mower is like $2,000. And I'm like, well, how much is a fucking 0-turn? You can get a small 0-turn, 42-inch.
Yeah.
For like, I think it was like $3,000.
Yeah.
When a riding mower is $2,000, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, if I'm spending $2,000 for a bottom of a barrel riding mower, why not spend
a little bit
$3,000 on like a Cub Cadet or Toro 42-inch 0-turn?
Yeah.
So, anyways, homeowner problems. But then, like, having a 0 turn for my dinky ass lawn, which
It's
is
hysterical.
Yeah, my lawn's not dinky. It's not 0 turn lawnmower size.
No,
by any
absolutely
means.
not.
So,
if you were
but-
if you were just on top of your, which this is the annoying
yeah,
part, right?
if I mow it
if
at
you were-
the same day every week, I'd be fine.
you'd be fine with a push mower. Be done with it.
Yeah.
But anytime that you let it go too long, now it's
Yeah.
like
The
now
problem
it's a
for
hassle.
me though is like I don't want to me an hour, it takes me like an hour, at least an hour, sometimes an hour and a half to mow my lawn, which is too long.
It can take me an hour and a half for half of this yard.
Yeah. Too long.
Yeah, I can spend 4 hours mowing if I'm not.
That's
careful.
why it's just too long.
Yeah.
So like I value my time. And my thought process was like, okay, I can rationalize a riding mower or a 0 turn because I'll be buying it not for this long,
But for the
for
next
the
lawn.
next lawn.
You think with the dipstick lad.
Yeah, I'm trying to rationalize now. Or I'll just buy a fucking electric lawnmower and be done with it.
Debated doing that too. At one point, I debated buying one of the electric ride-ons.
Mm-hmm.
I went, nah,
Yeah,
too much
yeah,
and too big of a lawn.
yeah. You'd need like
My buddy
fucking
has
12 batteries.
My buddy has an electric push one
Yeah,
that he uses. I don't know how big his lawn is though.
yeah. My parents have one of the Ego ones, and they
Okay.
seem to like it a lot. But they have a tiny lawn. Like that's probably like the equivalent of like my front yard.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, but it's what it is.
mm-hmm.
All right then. We'll see you in 7 days. I gotta go play WoW. Talk to you later. Goodbye.